McCoy!
The Hatfield and McCoys, because it's a story of America, it remains important. A feud so fierce, so deeply rooted, it's not forgotten because those names, Hatfield, McCoy, are completely linked together. They were complex. They were trying to carve out livings against the same political situations that everybody in America was facing. They were thrust into the Great Civil War.
You type it on a page, and then all of a sudden have it materialize. Yeah. It's a thrill beyond words.
I got the script in the summertime. I heard Kevin Costner was attached. That immediately interested me. He felt like, you know, we could make a kind of a great little historical document here and a great drama.
I can't believe that it hasn't been made into a huge feature before.
I play Anderson Hatfield, one half of the famous feud. Bill Paxton plays, McCoy.
I get to play Walt Hatfield in this movie. I'm the eldest brother of the clan.
I play the character of Jim Vance. He is related to the Hatfield family.
I play Levi C. Hatfield, the matriarch of the family.
I play John Z. Hatfield, who's the oldest son of Ange Hatfield.
Cotton Top Mounts is the son of Ellison Hatfield. He's one of Devil Ance's brothers.
Sally is the matriarch of the McCoy clan.
Rosanna McCoy. She's Randall and Sally's daughter.
I'm playing Nancy McCoy. She is one of the cousins of the main McCoy family.
I play Perry Klein, who is an attorney related to the McCoys.
I play Franklin Phillips, otherwise known as Bad Frank. And when he gets involved with the McCoys, he realizes that there's more to be had.
It struck me immediately. I said, wow, this is a great story. And sure, I'd like to throw my hat in the ring and be involved with it.
I've been excited by the shots that Kevin Reynolds designs and some really effective stuff.
You got to make sure you can see camera. If you can't see camera, it can't see you.
Well, Kevin is just for me, a very, very talented director, and I've made no bones about it.
Action.
I've supported him and supported his career and his talent for a long time. We share the same sensibilities when it comes to writing, so sometimes we come upon things around the same time, or we're willing to share them back and forth. And he really had a feeling that he wanted to direct this.
Move it on out! Elliot! Go!
It was just really well written. I mean, the fabulous characters were really well rounded and great character arcs. And it was just a vast, sweeping story.
I'll be on the monitor, praying.
Normally on a shoot, you have a 12-hour shooting day, but because of the time of year that we're filming right now, we basically have about 8.5, 9 hours of daylight, which means we're losing a quarter of our shooting day.
Here we go, and action! Action! Got to this side!
Okay, one more click. Aim and fire. And repeat. Rifle down, don't touch the cock. That's it.
Ken the armor.
Another moment of excitement.
He knows what the hell he's doing. He comes with a full armory of all the weapons that we're using on the set, the old rifles and pistols.
He comes from a military background, and so, he knows twice as much as, anybody around.
What are the specific guns for the series? Are very date-related guns. Given that the film spans some 20 to 30 years, many of the guns go from the cap and ball Civil War guns right the way through to the centerfire Winchester type.
The first few days when we started shooting, I had as much time with the guns and with him as possible, and just trying to be as sponge-like as I could, just mining and gleaning information.
You gotta load it, stuff it, jam it,
Yeah.
and then put a firing cap on.
These are all cartridge loading instead of
Yeah, no, this is a little
breech loading. With our running and shooting on the thing, is that what we're going to be doing, that kind of thing? I'd like you guys to. Well, then that's what I'd like you guys to do.
Oh, we can go up there, yeah.
Ken took us up, off the set, and we were practicing shooting these weapons. It was something else. It was fun, yeah. They're kind of intimidating, trying to, you've got the cartridge, it's got the gunpowder, it's got the shot. You got to tear that paper off and pour it down the barrel and shove the paper that's got the shot in it, and then take the ramrod and slam it and make sure it gets all the way down there. Then pull that out, and then take your little kind of firing cap, you cock it, half cock it back, put that on. I mean, and then you do all of that, and then, okay, now try to imagine what that would be like in battle.
We have over 50% of the guns in this film are actually original guns. Probably one of the biggest guns of the Civil War.
It's pretty nice looking, huh?
It's 112 years old, that gun.
Wow. That's 112 years old?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Literally, just bring it up, get it into the shoulder. You want your cheek touching the cheek piece. If your head's away from it, then it doesn't look quite right. You loaded it, you reloaded it, and then you reloaded it again without taking a shot.
Like all good armors, they're counting how many shots you fired in every scene. They're counting.
I've been trusted with the real guns and real bayonets. Do not let me down.
It's in the downtime when people are in between takes and they get swords and they all think they're Zorro in between takes. So regardless of the language, they all turn into Errol Flynn. If you click the guns again, I will take the gun away from you. Tell him.
Most of the stuntmen and the extras who are in the scene who are also shooting weapons, they don't speak English. You don't speak Romanian well enough. And it's been a little hairy.
This always first. One, uno. This. Oh, fucking hell. You all right, Rob? Always slowly trying to make things safe all the time, and then we have the language barrier. You say slowly, and bang, it clicks. The very thing we spoke about earlier.
Well, there's an etiquette that goes with passing along, weapons, and that's the rule number one. You cannot let someone not know that something's loaded.
You got a round in the chamber there, Andy. Clear chamber, Bill. Okay. Magazine's got 6 rounds in it.
We're all out here trying to do this job. No one wants to get hurt. And so that precaution is one that's appreciated, and it's necessary.
God damn it, boy! I said get! Else I'll come back from hell and change your mind!
Cut.
Stop! Stop! Stop!
We are going to squib one of the actors in a minute, and he has a blood squib.
A squib is a little blood pack that they tie to somewhere in your body, and it explodes. To mimic the gunshot.
Leather protection, which goes towards the body of the actor, and it has a metal protection. On top of that is the little squib, 2 wires. And right on top of that is the blood bag. Have you been squibbed before? No.
First squib.
First one.
It's kind of a scary sensation when you see a gun fire at you, and at the same time you feel this burst of blood, spray all over your face, and you think, did I just get shot?
What's your name? I got him!
It's amazing the coordination that goes into just the timing of the stuff and all the logistics and the wires, and really the timing has to be, it's just a millisecond.
Who's going to be shooting on this, sir?
Bad Frank.
Just Bad Frank?
Yeah. These guys are throwing dynamite.
Listen, everybody likes to see stuff go boom, okay? It's a staple of movies. Boom, bang, crash. A lot of times in life, you know, you see the effect, but you don't see the special. These guys have been doing a lot with a little.
We had some ground explosions in this movie. This is the death cord, the yellow stuff. It's a very quick thing, 7,000 meters per second. So basically it's one of the highest explosives. It's priming the dynamite, usually. We use it just without dynamite, because it has a lot of kick. We use a mortar pan. All the lightweight materials as a debris, cork and peat and dust, being able to be very close to the actors and performers.
I love all the stuff that goes bang. I like seeing them do their wires. You see them doing this all the time and looking at their numbers. And I often think of those, you know, movies where you don't cut the red wire. Don't, you know, it's like, I never know which wire they cut, but.
We will make ourselves live right before they turn over. Usually we do that to not, you know, have a misfire of some sort.
Action!
I've had more trouble trying to kind of create, you know, fog and smoke of the battlefield. Because we're out there and they've got all these tubes lined up and they're trying to get the smoke to, but the wind changes, and especially when you're up in the mountains.
It was this huge valley, literally as far as the eye could see. And they had the entire valley filled with smoke. And I'm like, how is this even possible? And so here they are with like plastic bags, hoses, running 14 miles in all directions of just smoke being pumped in. It's like, I don't even know how they've formed something so epic in its dimension, but yet there's like 3 men on it, you know?
The rain tower scene was really intense. It's the real deal. It feels like it's actually happening. You know, I had to do my first kind of stunt on my horse. Really intense, but really fun.
Basically, it was a burning building with smoke coming out of it, and I was standing on the porch, and when they were all set, I stepped in and stepped right back out again.
Here we go. This is picture and motor. Action!
Because it was scary, and there were embers flying and black smoke everywhere.
I burned the house down.
The whole thing seemed very scary to me. The cabin was on fire, so I think that was one of the more scary things I've been asked to do.
Most of the effects on this film is really old school gags.
This is a air marker, like a paintball gun.
Run, cat, run!
Nice work. Nice work. We got it.
Atta boy.
Way to go.
I can ride a horse, but the conditions and these, you know, these mountainous locations, when some of the things they've been requiring the actors to be able to do on horseback is pretty hairy.
Getting ready to ride my this Bennett, right?
Bennett, yeah.
Bennett. Ross Vaughn, the stunt coordinator, has been so amazing at letting us come and ride the horses when we need to, and just so we can feel more comfortable, you know, riding them around. And he's always there and so willing to help us.
They must be comfortable on the horse because they have to act, not to fight with the horse all the time, you know? That's right. They have to don't care about the horse, just ride and act
cry, yell, fire weapons, I don't know what they have to do.
Real badass way of getting on a horse. Y'all won't have to do this about 1,000,000 times.
Cut. Cut.
The horses over here, they don't castrate them, so they're quite lively, to say the least. So that's been a real experience. Wondering if you're gonna get off the horse the same way you got on it.
Oh! Oh! It's pretty difficult because there are animals that are unpredictable. It doesn't matter how good they are trained or how well they are trained, they're still animals. So firing weapons, everybody around, camera, it's not easy. It's not easy.
This is the best horse for our best actor, Mr. Kevin.
You know, the trick, to be quite honest, is to look comfortable, but never feel comfortable, because people may think we can ride, but we're not really riders. We're not really the guys. Well, you know, we're going to let the horses run by, and I have to make a judgment call out there. If I wait for them to get all the way by me, it slows the thing down, so you just kind of take your spot and go through, and Kevin and I kind of both talk about it.
This is the Battle of Grapevine. It was the final climactic battle between the Hatfields and McCoys. We have 35 horses.
When you're leading a charge, so to speak, you know, if that doesn't make you smile, then you ought to really just get out of the business. Really. You ought to just get out. If you can't have a hat on and a gun in your hand and you're going to get the bad guys, then you ought to just get out.
Kevin Costner. But I got full tilt boogie, baby. It doesn't get better than this.
We're a long way from home, and all we have is really each other. And we share the same language, which is a comfort, because the minute you step outside your little world, you're kind of you need help.
Why are we shooting such an acutely an American story here?
This is a movie that demands locations and exteriors, and we found beautiful ones in Brazoff.
You couldn't shoot this film in West Virginia and Kentucky today the way that we're shooting it, with these wide, epic, massive, panoramic shots.
It's so untouched up here. No power lines, you know, no skyscrapers, no buildings, even no cars.
Production design. Look around you.
Here's our Make Creek town. This is West Virginia. We've been working off and on this for about 2 months. Yeah, McCoy's town is that side of the river, and the Hatfields is this side of the river. This will be Judge Wall Hatfield's office.
This case is dismissed. Everybody clear out of here.
We're in the process of decorating the set now. So we still have some painting and aging to do and dressing in here because we have so many different interior and exteriors. I've tried to make as much of the interiors practical as possible so that we can actually see out into our town that we built and have practical stuff so we don't have to do green screen out the windows like on stage.
The fact that it's not in a studio, the fact that it's out there on the lot with the street outside, with people walking around, you can see the sheriff's office. It's real. It's there, it's built, and it's three-dimensional. They're not just facades.
That street could have looked like just a western street, but remember, this is an eastern, not a western. And a couple of the buildings along the street are made of brick. And the courthouse looks like it's back east.
So how big is our fire?
As big as we can make it.
The director and I conceive a look for the show, come up with designs to build and find the locations that are called for in the script. And then we're getting the signs made for this building, and we'll be dressing and cleaning these windows. One of the most difficult and challenging things when doing a period piece is finding the right look and the right textures and the right colors. You don't just call up to the store and get those old buildings or those old streets. And then we'll just need to bring in more dirt over here for this livery stable here. From the time that I arrived in Romania, I had basically 7 weeks till we started shooting. We basically designed all the sets. We did sketch concepts. We did all the architectural drawings. I probably had 4,000 photographs and started creating files so I could know in my own mind that when I got to a place or I saw an object, that it was as authentic as possible. It may not be exactly the right piece of furniture or the right look of the furniture, but it's authentic to the period as we possibly can at this point.
The grave here, the fresh grave, we didn't actually dig into they didn't dig into the ground for this. It's just a lump of dirt on a sheet of plastic. And that way, you can move the fresh grave around in the shot if you need to. I never would have thought of that. That's genius, genius. Makes our life so much easier.
Let's see, we're sewing curtains for one of the storefronts. We're a one-stop shop. We do everything here in this country. Our department does everything. We got sign painter, set decorator, set designer, set dresser, graphic designer. We've got it all. We tried to find places that were unique enough to put the Hatfield house. We found a location in the woods here for the McCoy house, so then we wanted to make a distinction between the Hatfields and McCoys. You know, the Hatfields were prosperous and McCoys were not so. So we basically do also with the design to help the director sell the story.
The big kicker is just from here to there.
So we'll just clean this path a little bit. We don't have to go to dirt, okay? You like the angle? You want it a little more?
Sometimes you walk into some of these cabins and you're like, did they build it? Was this just here? Like, it looks like it's been here for years and someone just left yesterday.
Action.
At least we got him on the run.
Well, we have horses, but we need to keep our set alive. You know, that's a barn, okay? So it's like, you can't just do the minimum now. We have to do the maximum.
George's over here. I think we got him up in the coop. They're coming out the back.
He's a great designer.
You don't have to fake it when it's there and you can touch it and you can feel it and get lost for a moment and forget that you're making a movie anymore. You know, for a moment, you're a Hatfield and a McCoy.
When an actor says, you know, I was there and I really felt it and I could act that part because I knew that I was there in time. And I feel this is one of the most fulfilling shows that I've worked on in a long time.
For me, I've got to look like it. I got to look in the mirror and go, okay, I look like I could be a guy from this time.
I love getting to set and I love putting on my costume first thing because I love feeling, you know, there's several different layers that that the women had to wear back then. They have, you know, the petticoats and the undergarments and then, you know, the shirts and the blouses. And there were so many layers and I love getting into that element because it really takes you right there and it makes me feel like Rosanna.
When I get to set, I go right to my room or trailer or whatever, and I got all this great gear hanging on the wall or on the couch or something, and I just love what I'm wearing. So first of all, costumes on everybody looks great.
I think Carrie Hutchinson, who's our costume designer, has done a phenomenal job.
Her choice of fabrics, the way she has silently, you know, kind of fixed things, because we'll talk, well, I'm not sure about, you know, and then the next day it's fixed.
And this board is a reference board for the real photos of the actual Hatfields and McCoy family. And we were lucky enough to find real photos of these people, this family. So we developed a little flavor of each year or two, so it goes back from the 1860s and 1870s and 1880s.
Hats are a big thing in these kind of period things. In Westerns and also any period Victorian piece, hats, because there was always hats. All the way up to my dad's generation, they wore hats.
I imagined that we would, you know, start off with the hat. You know, a simple thing is the hat. And that's how I specifically started the costume for the person. Whatever hat fit worked with the character, and we built the costume specifically around the hat.
And what I think Carrie's done a great job of is really defining each character. Everyone's different. Everyone has a certain look and a certain texture and a sensibility to them. And the wardrobe a lot of times is half, if not more, of that.
It's all in the wardrobe, guys.
As an actor, you kind of work from the outside in sometimes. So, when you feel good in what you're wearing and it feels authentic, and you put the boots on and the shirt that they sewed this stuff, and there's someone making these clothes for you, and you put the hat on as the finishing touch. It's very easy to just start breathing as that guy.
I never wore suspenders before.
Aren't they fun?
Yeah, they are.
Here are our Confederate uniforms, and there was some research that went into that. With the red stripes, it comes red and yellow and gray and black.
The costumes have been fantastic. They dirty us all down. There's none of these new, nice, pristine costumes. Everything's dirtied down. Everything's worn. It looks real. It feels real.
Most sets you're on, the wardrobe, they come up and they're making sure you're okay, not too dirty. Before you go on this set, I mean, it's, they're dirtying up your boots, they got dust, and they're putting all over your, making sure your face is dusty, dirty, your hands, your nails are dirty. That's the good stuff. This isn't a prim and posh time. This is a dirty, get your hands in the dirt and jump on your horse and go get after it.
You take me on. Now you can split my weapons.
How we make the dirt is with great acrylic paints, actually. So we don't really put dirt and grime and sweat on the actual clothes. We just make it with acrylic paints and, use sandpaper and, a little picker tool to give that really aged, worn look.
I travel through time, and so, our youngest look is coming back from the Civil War. And probably after that point, there's about 3 different lengths of beards that I have, along with the kind of aging that would go with the hair going silver. When the pipe's going and the hat's on, and man, it looks like I'm cooking in there, Here comes the devil.
I've never had a beard this long in my life, and I haven't had to shave for 3 months.
I've never had a beard made the way Mario has. I mean, he's an artist. Getting the severe look, getting the look of the period, I can say this pretty confidently. We really couldn't have done any better.
Well, we did a big research of what the people was looking like in that period in USA.
When I first got here, they had to build a mustache on me. They had to build the sideburns on me. It's really true artistry, and Mario is amazing.
First of all, I go to see Giorgio, our Italian head of hair.
He's incredible. He uses these old iron curling irons that are actually from, I think, the 1800s, that are just metal rods, and he just heats them up, and he curls my hair with those, which I think is pretty amazing.
We're working with a lot of Brits on this. They're very talented people, and I sort of defy most people to identify them as Brits, because most of them have very good accents.
She had like a really slow West Virginia and Kentucky kind of accent, very slow, very old-fashioned. And the first thing he said, he went, "Where'd you learn that accent?" And I thought, oh no, he's going to say it's dreadful. And I went, oh, I just off the computer. He went, oh, it's phenomenal. I was like, yes, I got away with it. I got away with it.
I think accents are dictated by the land a lot. West Virginia, Appalachia, it gets much more twangy up there, and it gets much more in the back of the front, whereas the further south you go, it's flatter. At least we got him on the run.
Their Southern accents, I find them helpful to me, actually.
You've got to be the character, and you've got to be real and interact with people without it. So you can't worry too much about it, even though you do.
They go into their, their Southern drawl, but if something goes on, it's, excuse me, I didn't quite think that was real. Can I do that one more time, please?
Action! They're getting away! The goddamn McCoy killers are getting away! We'll go on! Get them!
As I'm excited to tell you the Hatfields McCoys is a great miniseries, it's a tragic story.
Rarely do you have a story of such epic proportions that encompasses Shakespearean themes.
It's kind of like the, you know, the great American story.
It's a very good example of the dangers of giving yourself over to hatred and not being able to let that go. And it doesn't work out for them well.
These two very proud mountain families.
There's so many stories that reflect the growth and the evolution of our nation.
It's a great slice of history. If people don't know this story, they're going to know it, and they're going to love it.